Welcome in everyone to Cash That Ticket podcast here on the Straight Outta Vegas AM feed. Tuesday, August 11th, 2026, here to get into some more baseball action for the Tuesday card. And we'll also get into our next NFL win total. That'll be the San Francisco 49ers on this episode. A lot of sports news coming down. Got the NBA schedule getting released on Thursday. We got Christmas Day games that have already been announced. Got NFL news and notes and updates and all that fun stuff. Preseason starting this week as well. So should be a fun week as we make the march to football season for both college and the NFL. But joining me as always to help me break everything down happening in the sporting world, got Uncle Diamond Dave Essler here with me. Uncle Dave, how's it going, sir?
I rely on you to break down everything. I don't have that steel trap mind like you do.
Yeah,
But you know what? I got to say, I wasn't here Friday. I had a chance to go play TPC Sawgrass, and I must tell you that was quite the experience.
there
So
we go.
you know, I apologize, and I apologize for those that missed me, but I probably would have given out a loss anyway.
Yeah, well, I think 100 out of 100 people would rather play golf at TPC than sit on a pod here with me and
Yeah,
talk about it. So, well, glad you had a great time, though. I mean, that opportunities don't come around very often. So I'm glad that you were able to get out there. I know you were mentioning the weather may not have been cooperating. How did that turn out?
yeah, it turned out well. I mean, it was hot. I'm not going to lie, but it
Yeah.
did not rain, so that was good. But I mean, they treat you like royalty, and it was just a blast. I had a good time watching the group in front of me because you can take a caddy, but I said, that would mean I have to walk too, and I didn't really want to do that.
Yeah.
The group in front of me did, and they were terrible golfers. It was like, come on. But I mean, it's a 5 hour round no matter how you look at it. But I did par the famous 17th hole.
Oh, there we
That's the
go.
that's the Island Green one, and almost made the birdie putt, but there were the other 17 holes, so we we won't talk about those.
Oh, yeah. Glad you got to get out there. I'm sure that was a great time for you. Um, at least the bad news on the pod is, unfortunately, the best bet from yesterday didn't get to the window, did give out the Brewers on the money line behind Logan Henderson. Just not able to produce enough runs. Have the Brewers, and they've been burned. They now burned me twice over the last 3 days there, so they might be on the do not bet list for me. At least maybe for the regular season there. But I did get to the window with a client play. We took the over in the Astros game last night. Did take extra innings to get there. Fortunately, from the Astros side of things, they put up three in the top of the 10th there. Got the 6-3 victory against the Giants there. Got over 8.5. So glad that one at least got to the window. It's just honestly been a struggle over the past several weeks, I would say, in the during the baseball season, man. But I'll take it however I can get as far as getting wins out there. So hopefully, with your help, we can get to the window here today on the podcast. So let's get into it here. We'll start first game on the schedule, 6:40 Eastern start time. It is Paul Skenes Day for the Pirates. It will be Eury Perez for the Marlins. They're in Miami here to kick off this series. Marlins are a home underdog in this game with a price of plus 104, minus 112 on the money line for the Pirates. So on this one, Uncle Dave is sitting at 7.
Yeah, I have to like the under if I'm being honest. I mean, it's 6.5 in a few books, but you know, did I? If I would have ever asked you, is the time you could get Paul Skeens at minus 112, you'd probably jump at the chance, right? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will, and 86% of the tickets are doing just that. But I don't, I, you know, I mean, he hasn't been dominant, right? He's given up what 13 runs in his last three starts. But I'm a Eury Perez fan. If I'm, I mean, he's got stats that are comparable to Paul Skeens, except for he was crushed by Atlanta last week, and I'm going to chalk that up to the fact that Atlanta knows him really well, and obviously the Pirates don't. So I would be inclined to take Miami here. Um, Maybe first five and take the bullpens out of the equation. I mean, it just, you know, getting Skeens at that price is either a gift or a Trojan horse, right? I say it all the time. And I'm going to bet Trojan horse. I'm going to bet. I like Miami, and I do like the under at least for the first 5 innings as well. Not only are those two guys elite pitchers, at least potentially, but Miami's not a home run park, so I'll take Miami in the first five and the under Munaf.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can trust Paul Skenes. I don't know what's going on with him this season. I know his velocity has taken a huge dip. And he hasn't been very good on the road this year as well, right? 11 starts, 4-5 with a 4.63 ERA. Now he does have success in his career against the Marlins, but again, this is a different Paul Skenes this year, and not for the good, obviously. Um, He's allowed 21 earned runs in 56 and one-thirds innings pitched on the road. And the Pirates, in his 11 starts on the road this season, are 4-7 straight up, 3-8 on the run line. They are 6-5 towards the over, but again, as you mentioned, most of those totals are around 7.5, or an 8. And one bad start, and we've seen multiple from actually Paul Skenes on the road, and those totals are getting pushed over there. So I know you've mentioned Eury Perez a lot, and you've been a fan of him. Again, can't argue that this year for Eury Perez, having a pretty, excuse me, good year for the Marlins. I see it's pitching wise, right? He just hasn't been able to get the wins. He hasn't gotten a lot of run support, I should say, from the Marlins. He does have a 5-9 record, but the ERA is at 3.61 with a WHIP of 1.13. Um, has been good on at home at 3.29 ERA, but again, it's the lack of run support, which kind of just goes into your under there, Uncle Dave. So if you're able to find I guess it's probably going to be 3.5 across the board, at least in the first 5 innings. Um, Coming off a rough start is Eury Perez in Atlanta, but he's been pretty good at home, as I mentioned, for this Marlins team. So I'd go Marlins in the first 5 innings, if anything, and then under full game as well. If not first 5 innings, under 3.5 would be a look here for me for the Pirates and the Marlins. Next game, we'll get to AL Central battle between the Cleveland Guardians and the Detroit Tigers. Tanner Bibee on the mound here for the Guardians will be Drew Anderson for the Tigers. Tigers are a minus 124 home favorite, plus 115 on the money line for the Guardians. So this one is sitting at 8, Uncle Dave.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't like Anderson being minus 125, if I'm being honest. Um, the guy pitched in Japan for 5 years, um, and he just came back this year. I mean, he's is almost his entire big league career is this year. Um, Now he's done reasonably well. I mean, I'm not going to throw him under the bus, but I mean, what's wrong with Bibee? You know, he unfortunately has been getting killed as well, and I see that total over at 8.5, and it's pretty much down to 8 in most places. Now, admittedly, I haven't checked the weather, so I'm sure you will do that for me.
Yep.
But I'm inclined to I'm inclined to like the over. I mean, the Tigers know Bobby, right? I mean, they're in the same division, and Anderson. It's likely a bullpen game for the Tigers, and I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, again, the obvious bet, if you will, is Cleveland, but I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around a bullpen game for the Tigers with Anderson starting at that price either. So I think if I can get an 8, I would be inclined uh, to look at the over. I mean, they obviously assume that Detroit's going to score, so maybe you look at the Tigers team total over. I mean, that's a tough one for me. I'd be curious where your money's going to go.
Yeah, Tiger. So at least for the game, for the weather, this may get either delayed or even postponed.
Yeah,
I think it'll
I
be,
figured it had to be something with a total like that.
yeah, I think it'll be delayed more than anything, but there is about a 47% chance of rain in the forecast here for this game. Um, so Bybee, let's start there. Uh, I mean, he's been pretty good this season as far as his numbers go pitching wise. I think the issue that we're running into is that again, the run support really hasn't been there for him this season. And the Guardians have lost 3 straight starts that he has made, or say over his last 3 starts, and they've only given him 6 runs of support, and 5 of those 6 came against the Mets in his last start, where they took a 6-5 loss. Outside of that, 4-1 loss against the Diamondbacks, where he went 7+ innings, 6+ innings against the Rays, where they didn't score any runs in that game. Has been pretty good historically, obviously, against this Tigers team being in the same division. And again, the bullpen, as you mentioned, it'll be a bullpen day for the Tigers. We're not sure how long Drew Anderson will be out there. I think he made the last start as well for this Tigers team. He went 3 2/3 in that game against the, I believe it was the Mariners in that spot. I could see runs in this game, but again, a lot of it depends on how long Drew Anderson is going to be out there for the Tigers. If anything, I would look at the Guardian side of things at the plus price here with Tanner Bibee. I know they haven't, again, like I mentioned, the wins have not been there. The run support hasn't been there, but maybe the Guardians can get it going. I know they picked up a bat or two of a trade deadline. Also got Foster Griffin there as well, but I would take the plus price of anything. I wasn't completely in love with this game between these two teams and the Guardians and the Tigers. Let's move it along here. Let's go over to the Mariners and the Yankees, Uncle Dave. Brian Wu getting the start here for the Mariners. Will be Ryan Weathers for the Yankees. Yankees are a -124 home favorite, +116 on the money line for the Mariners. Total in this one sitting at 8. Let me quickly look at the weather here if there is going to be anything going on at Yankee Stadium here today. Um, so again, another game that possibly of a delayed start because there is going to be rain, I guess, on the East Coast side of things. So keep that in mind when you are betting these games here. There are light winds blowing out to right center field, Uncle Dave. But what are your thoughts on Mariners and Yankees?
Well, I mean, I think you have to fade Brian Wu. I mean, we've talked about it on this podcast on any number of occasions. His splits are just awful.
Yeah.
At home his ERA is 1.96, on the road 6.71. At home, hitters are batting 164 against him, on the road 300. Right, so that means the Mariners are going to win. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where I don't know why Weathers is quite that cheap. Over the course of the season, he's probably cost me money, but he's also coming off of two straight shutouts. And Wu, his last two road games, he gave up 5 at the Dodgers, I think 5 maybe to Texas before that, and they know him, so yeah. And the Dodgers, but I think his last road start before that, from memory, was at Miami, and I think he did give up a ton of runs, but I think he gave up like 9 hits in 5 innings, which is clearly not ideal. He probably just lived right there. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Yankees the Yankees in the first 5 innings. That would probably be an easy call for me. And again, I don't really understand why that number is so cheap, but maybe that is the gift horse and not the Trojan horse.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. It's just again the home and road splits for Brian Wu. He's just been so good in Seattle at T-Mobile Park. Compare that to what he's done on the road. Even this season alone, he's made 12 starts on the road thus far, 3-9 straight up, 3-9 on the run line, 8-4 towards the over. So that's just telling me that, obviously opposing offenses are teeing off on him on the road this season. If you want a bigger sample, I'll go back to the 2024 season. Brian Wu on the road since then, 14-26 straight up on the road. That's only 35% profitable on the road as well. The over is profitable in his road starts, 22-18. That's 55%. So he has a start tonight in Yankee Stadium, and then on Sunday he's going to go up against the Astros on the road as well. So keep that in mind here. But yeah, it'll be the Yankees or nothing here for me. Maybe Yankees team total over. I'm trying to see an update on Aaron Judge because I thought I saw that he was resuming some type of activities, but I don't know how far along he is or when he was going to return for the Yankees there, Uncle Dave. But nonetheless, I mean, they did pick up Luis Garcia Jr. and they called up George Lombard Jr., who's been pretty good for them thus far as well. So nonetheless, at least for this game, we're both on the Yankees here against Brian Wu and the Mariners. Um, Next game we'll get to, let's get over to the Boston Red Sox. They're in Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. Patrick Sandoval on the mound here for the Red Sox will be Dylan Cease for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays are a -136 home favorite, +127 on the money line for the Red Sox. Total this one is sitting at 7, Uncle Dave.
Yeah, I'm a little leery of Dylan Cease here. I mean, it's the obvious play. The money and the tickets are heavily leaning towards Boston, and I'll tell you why I think that is. Um, Cease threw a one hitter complete game against the Red Sox, a week and a half ago. Threw 120 pitches in that game.
Yeah.
I would have probably faded him in his next game against the Cardinals. I would have been wrong. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, but 96 pitches, that's quite a bit. And I even look back to the first part of July, his pitch count 102, 118. That's a lot of pitches for anybody. I don't care who you are, but he's used to throwing that many pitches. But you have to think that Boston makes a little bit of an adjustment. I mean, maybe they don't, but that this will be, I think, the fourth time he's faced Boston, and Boston got him pretty good here at home back in April. He's got Boston twice since, so I think Boston might even that up. But if I'm being honest, how much faith do I have in Sandoval? He has been okay, but he got blew up by the Rays. Um, but I think all things being equal, I might look at the over. Uh, it's 7. I think Boston will get some off a cease. I think Sandoval will give up some. So I think I'll look at the over. The under looks entirely too easy for me there. And, actually, um, there's at least one book. I think ESPN bet, if you have that, is 6.5. And you might pop up another one. But even at 7, you need both teams to score 3 runs to guarantee yourself at least a push.